Welcome to For the Culture podcast. I'm Christina, this is Max, and this is Rose. Today we have right here our special guest. Introduce yourself and tell us. Listen, you gotta introduce yourself and tell us about you. How you doing today?
Welcome, people. You know, it's your girl Deli Fever, and I am here at Exotic Official. See, I got it right?
Yeah,
Right?
For the Culture podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here, you guys. So we're gonna get into like this juicy topics of what the hell is going on in my life.
Exactly. So like, you're an actress. You do clips. You do funny videos.
Yeah.
And comedy skits. And what else do you do?
Well, mainly in here in South Florida, I do commercial work and theater work, but I try not to post that mainly on social media because they don't want to look at that stuff. They want to look at all kind of funny stuff. They want to see a pretty girl doing this, doing that. So
the outrageous thing.
Yeah, the outrageous stuff.
Like 6ix9ine stuff.
Yeah, the fuckery.
Why do you think that's so?
I don't think.
I actually like 6ix9ine.
You like him?
Really?
Yeah, I like him.
You think he's funny?
What do you like? His
I
music,
think
or
I like his music. I think he's a dope artist. Do I think he needs to chill out just a little bit? Yes.
He don't like his music.
I know it's too late for that, but I really wish he would have had like some kind of guidance, cause
No,
you know,
but people try to talk to him. He just was on that. Yeah, I got it. Don't worry, I'm.
I mean, when you're making $1 million and you 21 years old and nobody could tell you nothing, and every song you make is a hit, it's hard to say something.
Yeah, that's
exactly. It's hard to
yeah.
say like, oh, you can't do that.
Yeah,
Cause that's what's working for him.
everything worked. Yeah. So
Everything worked for him.
last week we was talking about thirst traps. So I want to know
I'm the queen of that.
what goes into your mind when you post something like that, and what do you expect to get back from a thirst trap, quote unquote?
Okay, so I can't help the fact that my videos are thirst traps because of this simple fact that I have a nice body. Like I can't help that. Like people are like, oh, put on a dress or put on like a baggy t-shirt, and I'm like, yo, like my face alone attracts people. Like I can't help that. But what goes into a thirst trap though is obviously tight clothes and a fat ass. I think a lot of face goes into thirst traps as well because a lot of guys are big on like face and women too. Like I think there's like a slight bit of bisexualness, even if that's a word. Like in other women, like they want to see that. They want to see some kind of sex appeal, some kind of, oh, she's pretty, she's sexy, she has nice lips, a nice ass, nice legs, a flat stomach.
So like, what's your expectation when that happens? Like, obviously guys are gonna be in your
Yeah, obviously. And my fan base alone, they're aggravating. Like, because I put like stupid captions under mine all the time. Like I'll ask them a question and all of them will comment foolishness.
Yeah, you're just like,
all of them will comment foolishness. I'd be like, oh, would you, like my caption will be, will you go crazy for me? And they're like, maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow. I'm like,
you're like, what is going on?
like what?
So how'd you get this started? This whole movement that you're doing?
Well, Fever Gang started about, I want to say maybe a year ago. Maybe a year ago is when I actually started to take it seriously. And at first I was just doing little rants on my social media platform, and then it went into people wanted to start to collaborate with me. So I was like, all right. I was like, okay, I'm going to take it. And then I kind of just got pushed into the whole Caribbean demographic because I am Caribbean. I'm Jamaican by heart. So that's kind of how that came in about. And then I kind of just got labeled as the Maduman, who is the small little pretty girl who just is nuts by nature. So that's kind of just how that went. And then people just gravitated towards that. Like you were saying earlier, people like outrageous. And I'm outrageous.
Yeah, they say a lot of like comedians that there's like a huge inspiration. Sometimes it's like hurt behind comedy, or what is yours like? What is your inspo for yours?
I don't really think I have like an inspiration behind mine. I'm literally just being myself. Like, I'm very weird. I'm saying that with a straight face. Like, I'm very weird. Like extremely weird. Like, and a lot of times I feel like people self-diagnose themselves. I self-diagnose myself all the time. I think I'm bipolar. I swear I have like 5 different personalities. 1 minute I have this great English accent and I'm this other person, and then 1 minute I'm Jamaican.
I think every great actor goes through that though. Like
Yeah.
every great actor, because they're so consumed into that one role that they become that person.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take that time sometimes to digest everything and just.
Yeah. I know for a few of my roles that I've played, and even new roles that are being offered to me, there's such a cut down period where you have to take like maybe 2-3 months and dedicate it to that one role, and you have to become that. And a lot of times that's what real actors do. You see Will Smith goes through it. You have Jada Pinkett who goes through it. You have Meryl Streep who goes through it. All these big household names, they all do it. And it's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm like easily like trying to get my foot in there, but it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of time. Social media helps with it a lot though.
What role do you want to do that you haven't done yet in the movies?
That's a good question. A crazy little girl.
Crazy little girl?
Yeah, like
Wow.
I want to be in a
Like
scary
Get Out?
movie.
Like Get Out?
Yeah, I want to be in like a scary movie, and I want to play like a nuts little girl.
Really?
That would take-
Or actually more like The Exorcism?
Maybe.
Is that too crazy?
No, like what was the girl who was in the closet? She was in the closet. I think it was in The Exorcism.
I think I-
Talking about R. Kelly trapped in the closet?
Trying it.
I think you need Grudge. The Grudge.
I don't know. She was like this
Crazy
little white
lady?
girl, and she was like in the closet. She was
Was she doing like crazy
Banging.
stuff like breaking her neck and twisting?
something like that. I think it was something like that. And then she
I think
kept
it's
banging on the
I
door.
forgot the name of the movie, but it's like something like exorcism type of.
I want to play
You
the
wanna
little
do
crazy
that?
little girl. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So how did you get involved with Trebaz and doing the comedy skits?
Well, that's funny because Trebas is like my brother. I swear, if we didn't have two different moms, I swear we were probably like related in some way. Yeah, we are like one and the same. Him and I are just nuts together. The energy is crazy. I believe we linked up maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, and everything just clicked. Like we just clicked. Like our energy just meshed. And I believe it was our first comedy skit video that we did, and it took us like 5 hours before we could just like put it out because it was just energy. Like we were just in it, and we just kept doing takes after takes after takes, and it just wouldn't come together because we were too busy laughing, joking. You know, like when you're with somebody and y'all just vibing.
Nothing gets done.
Yeah, nothing gets done. Nothing gets done, and it just took us so long. And then ever since then, we were like, you know what? We're gonna be like this crazy dynamic duo, and it just worked.
Do you have you done any other skits with other people?
Yeah, like I try to collaborate as much with other people because I don't want to. There's too much of an audience on Instagram to not work with everybody else who wants to have that same exact platform. So I've worked with so Trebas is one, Classic Fresco Bar is one, Tabizzle Prime is one. Who else is there? Jesus Christ, there's so many. Oh.
I'm surprised you didn't run into that wall where certain people think they're too big to be working with you or something like that.
I think because I'm a female, it's different.
Oh, okay. If it's a guy.
If it's a guy, I think it's way different for them because you know how they say in the industry, women get by way quicker than men do, just because of our sex appeal alone.
And the thirst traps.
Yeah, and the thirst traps.
It works.
For guys, it's so much more harder. It's so much more harder. So I haven't necessarily run into that problem yet, but who knows?
And what struggles have you had like along your way of getting to where you are now?
Just really understanding that it takes time. Like it's not gonna happen overnight. So many people get on Instagram and they're just like, "Oh, I'm gonna pop. Oh, I'm gonna pop. This has to pop. I'm shaking my ass. I'm doing this. Da 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 da. I'm gonna pop."
It happens,
Yeah,
but it's not everybody though.
Yeah, it's not everybody.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that. Like your first video is probably not gonna pop. It took like maybe 20 videos for me to be like, "Oh, okay." And then for me to collaborate with somebody else, then it was like, "Oh, okay, she has some kind of buzz." But even then, I wasn't popping. Even now, I don't even feel like I'm popping. Like I'll see people at the supermarket and they'll think like, "Oh, you know, like she's this, she's that." And in my life, I'm like, no, like I'm just taking bookings after bookings, and it's kind of just like regular at this point. But I think like people who are big are like Major Hype, Jessie Woo, B Simone, Pretty V, like all of those people are big, but they had to start somewhere.
How did you get into opening for Major Hype for the comedy show?
I actually knew the promoter. the promoter knew me off of Instagram and kind of just set up that link, and then he was like, I want to book you to open up for his comedy show. And I was like, okay. All right, like let's do it. But even that, to open for Major, like I had to practice. I never did no comedy stand up.
I know everybody says it's vigorous and it's not easy
hard.
to make somebody laugh when you're the only person.
It's hard, and it's not made for everybody. It's not made for everybody, because you say a joke and it's not funny. What you gonna do? Like,
did you have a hype man? Because when I booked Major Hype and Vina, before the show started, I was in the back just trying to like hype her up. Like, you ready? Like, because it's like her first time doing a big audience like that. So,
I didn't have a hype man. I kind of just go based off of my energy alone. Like, I hype myself up like a lot of times, but a hype man probably would have helped a lot.
Get your mind off.
Yeah, get your mind right. And like what I did do though is that I was like, I don't know anybody in the audience. Shit, let me go around and start going on Instagram and talking to these people, making videos with them so they can become familiar with me before I get on stage. Because I believe at that time, half of those people in the audience didn't know who I was. I was a nobody then. And then when I got on stage, being the fact that I introduced myself to them and became familiar with them, then they were like, oh, okay, so she's hosting. I already know her. She was just over here like 2 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's smart. Do you think that on social media that it can take away from like true talent?
Yeah. I do a lot of times. I do think that, because, and I tell a lot of people that on Instagram, it's a place where people who are nobodies in real life feel like they're somebody. And not to be like rude or disrespectful, but it separates a lot of people who are creatives and who are not. And the people who really make the money in the industry, who are really doing well, are the creatives, because at heart they're creative. They're not just piggybacking off of somebody who did this comedy skit like a week ago and then let me put it up in my own version. No, like it takes a lot of time to go into all of that. But Instagram does take away from the people who actually have natural talent and the people who don't.
Yeah, because we had a guest that was saying that Instagram is like a great way to push your own works out there, but that she felt it didn't take away. And I personally think that it does take away from creatives as well.
Yeah, it does, because there's so many people to choose from, and you never know who's being authentic and who's not.
You know why though? I feel like it's because the people that are really creative don't get the most light or shine on them. It's the people that's not creative that's usually the one that's getting the most attention. Like that's why you got people like Big Draco going on the Breakfast Club, snapping, going crazy, because he kind of like set the wave for people, but nobody.
He is such a dope artist.
So he set the wave, but nobody's showing light on him because everybody's focused on other people that's like 6'9". I'm not trying to put him down or nothing, but.
Do you think if like you guys, if like the creatives were given the credit where it's due, that then it would be okay? Or even still, it's just like, nah, talent is talent. And
because I also feel like there's another point where it's like, well, if Instagram's not really giving us our praise, we're still going to make our money either way, point blank, period. So there's also that wave where I'm kind of like yesterday, Instagram was down. You know how many people were losing their mind yesterday?
I'm thinking that. I was like, people need to think beyond Instagram.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, Instagram's gonna become
it's
MySpace.
Gonna crash.
Yeah, that's true.
It's gonna crash.
You need a website or something to actually.
It's gonna crash, and I tell everybody, if you have a platform, you need to create some kind of business, some kind of something, so you can create that legacy. Instagram alone cannot keep you. It cannot keep you. Like, I had people calling my phone like, yo, like, somebody trying to hack me, bro. Like, and I'm like.
It was panicking because those followers, if they lose them.
I even panicked for a little bit because I was like, I can't comment. Like, what's going on? I was like, But Instagram has a whole feature now where if somebody tries to log into your Instagram, they'll send you a text message to your phone and say, somebody's trying to
hack it.
Or somebody's trying to log into your Instagram from another device.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, somebody's not trying to hack it. oh well, let me just go to work.
Yeah,
I was like, oh well, let me just go to work. I was like, I don't know what's going on with them. And then it wasn't until I got to work, and then there was like this newspaper that was saying, oh, you know, Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Yeah, it was on the news.
Social
I'm like,
media
yo.
news.
Like the other day, they had the social awards, and I'm like, look at what social media has become.
Yeah.
Like,
It's crazy.
When you go on your rants, do you feel like you have to hold back sometimes because the climate we live in nowadays? Like you can't say certain things because somebody might get offended.
Yeah, does that mess up your creative space? You don't want to offend.
I can't say certain things because of certain contracts that I have with certain production companies, and that sometimes gets to me because I can't fully express myself. But I'm like, okay, if I'm getting paid $1,000-something for this production, Instagram can wait.
Yeah.
Okay? They can wait for this little rant until I get out of this.
Yeah, so I mean, you don't feel like you have to like filter.
They get what they want.
Regardless.
Yeah, regardless. They get what they want. Like, Instagram is annoying.
So let's talk about this Burger King commercial you did.
Oh, God.
What's on?
I didn't understand it. Like, it was a green burger. Yeah, it was like Halloween.
It was for Halloween. It was
this
for
was
Halloween.
last year, right?
It was for October. I believe it's still running. I think it has like one more week of running.
Explain the whole thing, because like.
So the burger makes you have
So
nightmares.
it gives you nightmares.
I did have a nightmare. Like, no joke.
Are you
So
serious?
the burger.
I
gives you
did.
I thought it was
so-
scripted.
No, like I definitely, like the whole experience was real.
So you went to sleep.
I went to sleep, like I was hooked up to monitors and everything, and I had yeah, it was crazy. Like the burger turned into a snake.
What did you just say?
It turned into a snake.
That's that voo-voo.
So wait, let me get this straight. So you did a commercial about eating a burger. And
This
getting
is in your
nightmare?
head though, right? They didn't have it in real life?
No, like this is like when I was sleeping.
Oh.
Like it was a dream. And if it happened in real life, I would not be here. I'm in some psychotic ward trying to figure it
What's
out.
going on?
So wait, that's what the production was?
Well, the production was by Burger King, but they fed me the burger, and I was hooked up to like monitors and whatnot, and I was eating, and I was fine. And then when I went to sleep, it was like chaos.
Why would I?
I don't know if that was a burger, man. That had been like dog
No.
food or something, man.
Like,
Why would?
well, you know what it is? Is that I dream about snakes a lot.
Oh.
I dream
That's
about
not good.
snakes a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have a lot of enemies. That's what
Yeah,
that means.
that's what that means.
People
You gotta
slither
clear
around.
your.
I have a
you
lot
gotta
of
clear your
enemies.
Space.
So wait, why would I buy a burger? What's the appeal?
Because
of buying-
interesting.
Oh, it was a Halloween
has to
thing
be
though. It was a
intense.
It was a
Halloween
Halloween
That would
thing.
make me not want to buy the
But
burger.
Halloween's all
And
about
you think
being
that, but
scared.
there's some crazy people out there that will eat that.
Let me go to Burger King.
Yes, they will eat that. Nutsos.
What other commercials have you done?
I did a Christmas commercial that hasn't been put out yet. Production stopped that. And then I believe those are the only other ones. Everything else is film right now. Film.
Would you ever go to LA to pursue like major?
I was in LA. I was in LA a month ago, and it's rough.
Yeah,
It's hard.
I heard.
It's
that.
expensive.
Yeah.
What?
We
It's
went there.
Expensive.
I remember
Expensive.
when we asked the girl, like, she was like, well, for you to come to LA, you gotta be a hustler, pretty much.
Yeah, you gotta be a hustler. You gotta act like you selling
Everybody's
dope.
doing something. Yeah, everybody's doing something.
Like in New York, pretty much, niggas selling columns on the street.
Yeah,
You gotta hustle.
like LA is no joke.
Yeah.
Like I was in LA and then I was in Atlanta, came back, went back to LA, came back, then I went back to Atlanta. It's no joke.
Is it important for somebody who's trying to pursue acting to live in LA? Like, is that?
I think all the movie places are starting to go to ATL because it's cheaper over there.
Mm-hmm.
That
And location wise.
yeah, location wise, how the industry like really works is that so Florida we don't have tax incentives here. So if you want to shoot something, you want to shoot a movie or this, that, and the third, you basically coming out of pocket to pay everybody. So you're not really making no money to say, oh, you know, let me shoot it here in Florida. So that's why everybody goes to Atlanta or they go to LA or they go to New York City. Because people want to pay money for that location wise. They want to pay you for that. Oh yeah, shoot a movie here.
Oh, I see what you.
Shoot a movie here. Yeah, we got great houses, great not demographics, great landscape and whatnot. Yeah, shoot a movie here. And that's kind of my biggest problem right now. That's why I travel so much because I'm not making no money here
I
in
didn't
Florida.
realize that. So production companies go to where the cities are
Yeah, where you have.
welcoming them.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Okay.
I mean, they still make movies here, like the Fast and Furious.
But she's
and stuff
saying
like that.
you're gonna have to come out of pocket.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta come out of pocket. Like Fruitvale Station, they put up, I believe, like $100,000 for the movie. Yeah.
They tripping.
Yeah, they had to put up a lot of money in order to make that production happen, and then they didn't start making money back until they put it out.
That's crazy.
I wanted to ask you, what is your top 5 actors?
Ooh.
That's a steep one.
You gotta give us.
Oh, I love Meryl Streep. Put her out. I love Meryl Streep. Love her.
That's
Love her
one.
to death. Love her to death. I love Angela Bassett. Will Smith is dope.
3.
Denzel is dope.
4.
Yes.
You got one more.
Oh my gosh.
Pick wisely. The Rock? No?
She's like, oh.
I'm trying to narrow it
Idris
down to
Elba?
2.
Just go away.
What's the girl off Empire?
Taraji!
Yeah, Taraji.
I can't forget Taraji.
Tricky.
I cannot forget Taraji. Oh my gosh, she's
Top
such a
5.
beautiful soul. Such a beautiful soul.
That's a good list.
Such a beautiful soul.
Did you hear what's going to happen to Empire just because of what Jesse did?
I don't want to talk about him.
People are losing money because of what he did.
Did
That's
you
crazy.
watch Empire?
I want to make something very clear, is that a lot of people think that people that are in the industry, like, we have it all put together, like we have it all like laid out for us, like we're supposed to have it together, and a lot of us are crazy. And a lot of us do not think. Like, we have talent, but up here is not fully together. And that's really where I feel Jesse is. Like, when you try and hold all that back, sometimes it got to come out, and you don't know.
I think he kind of, that role he was playing in Empire was kind of similar to him a little bit. Because didn't he say that his excuse was drugs or something like that?
I don't know.
Drug related?
That lie was crazy. So, like,
I feel bad for him.
yeah.
He's about to
He's
lose
doing felony charges,
everything.
not regular.
Yeah.
Like,
You
He's
know,
about
all that
to.
work that you put in.
I'm
Like,
about to. That's why I said 6ix9ine's case is not too different from that. Like, he probably has something that's wrong with him,
yeah.
but people don't know that, and it's
No,
like,
they said he witnessed his dad die in front of him.
yeah, he probably has something wrong with him.
Yeah.
Something seriously wrong with him. That probably affected him a lot. And, you know, some people think it's like a joke, but a lot of these entertainers, you know, comedians, actors, musicians, they're gifted, have great talent, great abilities, but mentally are extremely messed up.
do you feel that the industry messes them up, or do you feel that these are also various factors?
There's various factors. There's a lot of various factors. Because even sometimes with me, like, I'm not even fully in the industry, and sometimes I feel like, okay, this is overwhelming. Like, I gotta back up. Like, that's why I'm so glad I have a separate life from Instagram that I can cater to, that takes me out of this element. Because it's consuming.
Yeah, like a lot of the actors that, you know, commit suicide, or, you know, they say that, like, they become that that role,
Yeah.
and, like, they literally can't handle it.
Mhm.
Like, what do you have to
Drugs, too.
say about that? Like,
It's
what
hard.
do you feel about that?
It's hard. Like, it's extremely hard. Just the other day I was in an acting workshop, and I couldn't connect to the material. So he was, a lot of times,
When you said material, you're talking about like the role, right?
yeah, like I couldn't connect to the script. So a lot of times they'll use different acting methods, and one of them, they'll take your personal experience and try and connect you to this other moment that you're going through. So it was really hard for me, because once you tap into that experience that happened to you, God knows whenever, it's so hard to pull yourself out of that, because you're reliving that entire experience all over again.
You know, it's funny that you said that. That's what Liam Neeson said. That's why he brought up the part where he was like, his friend got raped and he wanted to beat up any black person. He said, I mean, not even beat up, kill.
Yeah. It's hard. Like, it's really hard. A lot of people, they jump up one day and be like, oh, you know, I want to be an actor. And they don't understand there is so much mental and emotional work that goes behind all of that. Like, even now, like, I'm still feeling like, God, I got to go deal with that situation, because I'm still kind of feeling a little eerie about that. And that was last week, Friday.
Yeah,
Wow, that's crazy.
sounds like a lot of weight on your shoulders. Like,
Yeah, it
to deal
is.
with.
But you have to learn how to tap right back out of it.
Yeah, it's like a switch. It's like, you gotta put that switch in.
That's why you see a lot of us have
Yeah.
split personalities, because we got to switch right back out of it immediately.
That's crazy.
I wanted to ask you this too. Why do Jamaicans say you're not Jamaican if you're born here?
Oh, they're so annoying. Because I wasn't even born in Jamaica. I was born here.
Okay.
And
Because to me, you're Jamaican either way. Your parents are Jamaican.
Yeah.
But Jamaicans are like, no, you're not Jamaican. If
you're not
like,
from
but
there.
how? You're Jamaican American, I guess, but you're still Jamaican.
I think it has a lot to do with the culture.
Because you're not born there, that's why? Or
Yeah, I guess it's because it's not born there, but you can't tell me I'm not Jamaican. I'm Jamaican. To them. Them can't move because I'm Jamaican.
Alright, and do size matter to you?
No.
You don't?
Oh yeah, we asked this question yesterday. So
Not yesterday, but
oh no,
Last
last
week.
week. A dude with a small thing, but he treats you like a princess, or the dude with the thing that know how to work it, but he's a douchebag. Which one are you taking? And I mean, you have to sustain this for a lifetime.
A
So
lifetime. You have to choose one.
You gotta choose one. So
Small.
which one? The small with that's gonna teach you like
Small.
Yeah.
So how you gonna work around the
There are other ways.
inefficiencies? There's other ways.
There's
they got
other ways.
toys and stuff like that. Oh no, you can take a pill actually. You can get right.
I know.
Or you-
Lincoln has his powerful sex pill. I wonder if that does.
Yeah, I wonder if that erects.
It'll probably work.
But I'm saying, what if he just doesn't? He's not good at it at all.
I mean, it could be something
But
wrong with it too,
he
though.
treats you like a
That'd be
princess. He's like a gentleman.
I mean, he can eat pussy too, though.
How does that work?
I mean, that's
His tongue game is trash.
He can eat your booty.
So
too.
everything about him is just
But
terrible,
he's
but he's a nice
He
guy.
No, you
opens
gotta-
your door.
that's at least
He
be-
cook. He know how to cook. He takes care of you.
He
and your
takes
family.
care of you.
But in bed, you just gotta you gotta close your eyes, basically.
You can teach him how to eat pussy.
You can't.
Does
No
his mouth
girl wants
work?
to- His mouth works.
Does his
but
mouth
it's
work?
trash.
I mean, can't you
Yeah.
learn that though? You can teach
This
him
is
that.
stressing
but
me
some
out.
people can't learn.
This is stressing me out.
So you, I feel like you're the type you can't even deal with the douchebag guy. It's just,
No, I can't, because we're gonna bump heads. Like we gonna bump heads.
But all of that could go away once you go nighttime. You feel me? He puts you down.
But that's
No.
only for a couple.
I want the small guy, the small one.
small
Because
guy.
it's not
Yes.
about the size, it's the motion in the ocean.
Yeah, I heard
respect
that.
I don't know about which ocean.
I respect that. Okay, she goes.
Sex chemistry.
So important.
Tell us why.
So important. Like what? I've heard stories like how guys will have sex with women and they won't kiss them. How is that even possible?
Well, I mean, if you don't
Well,
like the girl,
don't you think it's kind of different for guys? Because most guys just like if they don't care about the girl, they
yeah,
just
if
trying
you
to
don't like
bust
the
it
girl,
up.
then you don't really want to.
Why have sex with her?
Because you're just trying to bust it up.
They say that adds emotion if they kiss us.
It's zero.
What?
It's zero motion sex, basically.
Like with a girl, like I feel like you girls don't just pick anybody to just have sex with. You guys have to have like some type.
You
of,
could not have sex with me and not kiss me. That is a problem. That is a problem. Serious
a problem?
problem. That is a problem. Y'all come out of my bed that same night. That same night.
I heard some guys say that they won't even kiss a girl after the girl sucks the dick.
Niggas is lying.
So he's like,
Okay.
come on.
Are you joking?
No, I'm serious. I had guys around me say,
Niggas be lying,
she
don't
sucked my dick, I ain't kissing her after
But that's
that.
their penis.
That's but they're not doing it. I said,
What?
yeah.
Huh?
She's like, I can't deal with these little boys.
No, I can't. You can't do me like that. It's gonna be a problem.
So what about there's this myth that Jamaicans always say.
They don't eat vagina?
Yes. Explain that to me and tell the world that they do. Cause they be lying to me.
All of them be lying.
Okay, but there's a few that don't, who are like strictly by the book. They don't.
But why?
Majority, yes.
I bring up anything like that. They say fire, fire.
Any upcoming projects coming or?
I'm working on an independent film by the name of Trap House, produced by Earl Legend. Shabazz and I are about to drop a new one, I believe. He's either going to drop it today or tomorrow. I have 2 other short films that I'm working on that I'm actually going to Jamaica to go shoot. And it's really what my life is right now. Just back to back to back to back to back to back to back.
That's good. I got a couple questions before we end this.
What?
Yes.
Making me nervous.
So you don't think being a hoe is a bad thing?
No.
Why is that? You don't think it's bad for the economy?
No.
It's
Economy?
good for the economy.
What kind of political?
I'm trying to help your ladies out. You guys want the hoes to take y'all man?
Every woman needs that stage in their life. Every
to get it
woman.
out their system.
Well, not even to get it out their system, just to figure out what they like.
So when that hoe comes in take over your
You can't even explain.
when that hoe come and take over your relationship, you guys don't feel no type of way?
Repeat that again.
When the girl comes in, like, mess up your whole
A
relationship.
homewrecker?
Yes.
Dumb, I feel some type of
I'm gonna
way.
feel some kind of way, but
So you don't think that they're bad for the economy?
I don't think she said homewrecker. She said hoe. I guess
homewreckers were sent for a reason.
That's true.
Why were they sent?
To break up the home.
Invited.
And if they can break up the home, then that shows obviously your household is not that strong.
So you wouldn't forgive your boyfriend if he cheated on you?
I would forgive him. I've been cheated on plenty of times.
So would you'll be able to stay in a relationship with him?
Depends.
How strong the foundation is?
Yeah, I've stayed with a few of my ex-boyfriends who cheated on me.
So when you say like hoish stage, are you talking younger or are you talking?
They can be younger, teens, middle age, 20s,
Yeah,
50s.
There's this thing where people say, oh, that people only cheat like at a certain age. I think it just...
That's a lie.
I don't think it's about cheating. I think it's just about sleeping. What's the definition of a hoe? It's sleeping with a lot of guys.
I hate that word.
But why does
what's your
hoe have
definition
to
of
be
a hoe then?
A woman who likes what she likes.
That's your definition?
That's probably a terrible definition. I literally just came off the top of my tongue. I don't know, I just don't like the word hoe. Like,
so what word would you rather be hearing? Because
promiscuous?
I hear girls say, yeah,
promiscuous,
hoe, yeah, hoe.
fun,
adventurous.
adventurous.
You guys are adventurous, all right.
We are.
Hey, listen, we like it. It's funny because we can't bash them because we like that. You feel me? So
exactly. Like, dudes all the time will be like, yo, I ain't trying to date no thought. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. But as soon as that thought get in front of you, it's like, how you doing?
Yeah, because they messed up our life for that second period.
Why you keep bringing up messing up life? Not every.
You went through a personal experience?
No, I witnessed Tiger. You see what happened?
You witnessed Tiger? Or
Yeah.
you witnessed yourself?
No, I witnessed Tiger.
You sure?
Yeah.
You a lie.
Y'all all gotta be home wreckers. You feel me? Some girls, like you said, want to have fun. Some guys want to have fun too.
Max, don't be you bullshitting. Yeah.
I like him.
Not a home wrecker don't mean you a hoe. Like that just means you have other problems. Home wrecker. That means you like
insecure.
Yeah, that means you like some. I don't know. You like other people's stuff, but that's not.
You like other people's stuff. This ain't Home Depot.
What she's saying is somebody who likes to date with other men.
Like to have fun.
Like to have fun.
That way.
Girls like to have fun.
There you go.
Period.
So. Alright, and what's this Okeechobee Hotel thing?
Somebody told me about that the other day. Oh my God, it's a real thing.
Yeah, so like I was about to ask you because I thought you knew.
So I heard it's like a hotel area, and like they got rooms in there, and they're like decorated, like all decked
like
out.
sexual and stuff.
Yeah, I've never been. I want to go.
There you go.
I was trying to find it.
Have fun. Huh?
I was trying to find
Oh,
it.
you're not going with me. My men will kill me.
So is it a hotel just for like you
I've
and your
never
person,
been.
or?
I've never been, but I heard you're supposed to go with somebody who you're intimate with, and
then you guys do a little exploring.
yeah, I guess. I don't know.
And how much men you have? Because I know you said you like to.
You said men. Yeah, you said men. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because you said you like to. You get flown out, and then you have men down here, right? Or
So you got
what's the situation?
You got hoes in different area codes. That's
That's what I'm saying.
I like to have fun. Like,
Interactions. You just like your interactions.
yeah, like if we got energy, we got energy.
So when do you think you'll ever like settle down?
I'm actually considering it.
Why are you considering it now, though?
No more fun.
Yeah, no more fun.
Because you're getting too busy and you're like, this is too much.
You know what it is? There's a time and point in your life where you want something concrete. And I'm at that point where I'm like, I got all these different things that I have to do, and I need somebody in my corner who I know has my back.
So you want Pat Poos?
So
I like their relationship. Their relationship is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but on the outside, they look phenomenal. I would love to have a papoose in my life.
So where can we see find your Instagram and your content coming out?
Well, I'm gonna drop it. I'll drop some of the trailers on my Instagram.
What is the Instagram?
_ Deli Fever _ the spelling of that is _ DELLYFEVER _ Most of all my content is on there. And then dang, I wish I would have got the producers like website and stuff so I could have like said it here. Dang it, man.
Producer website? You don't got it on your phone?
We can put it in the
No, I
comments.
don't.
Okay, you can you
Put it in
send
the
it to us
comments.
and we'll put it in the comments.
Gotcha. Dang it. Why you ain't remind me, bro?
No, blood.
Why you ain't do
Yeah,
that?
son.
Anything
You with
else?
your curls.
Anything
Yes,
else you wanna
curl.
plug?
No, that's it.
Oh, one more thing.
What? What'd you do?
Is period sex nasty?
No.
No?
No.
So you had it done before.
Of course. All the time.
So, is this something you do in the shower or not in the shower?
Are you trying to make a date?
Maybe. It depends on what you gonna say. You didn't say no.
I heard it's a Spanish people thing, to be honest with you. That's
What?
That's
That is not a Spanish food thing. That's an everybody thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Everybody thing.
We appreciate having you.
For the culture.
For the culture.